Although I liked Ruby last year, I think since we've had Belinda this season, I've kind of realised how uninteresting she was as a companion last year. The Doctor and Ruby were just friends going on different adventures with no conflict or character development, as it happens off-screen in that 6-month time jump. Whereas Belinda and the Doctor have a lot more conflict this season, with Belinda wanting to get home and not necessarily trusting the Doctor, and the Doctor just wanting to go on adventures with her and assuming she'll want to come along for the ride. But with all that being said, I think Ruby was great in this episode. It's more interesting to see her on her own dealing with the aftermath of travelling with the Doctor, rather than just seeing her travelling with the Doctor as best friends. I'm also glad we got to see the return of the Sundays in this episode, including Ruby's birth mother Louise Miller, and especially Cherry Sunday, who is always the highlight of any episode that she's in, and I particularly enjoyed her moments in this episode. And obviously a big part of this episode is Ruby's new relationship with Conrad Clark, who she met on his podcast Lucky Day. I also really liked the scene where Ruby was explaining the Shriek to Conrad when they were in the cafe together, where we get a glimpse of what it would look like when Ruby is telling this story about what the Shriek does. I'm not sure whether this was in the script, it probably was, but if not, I want to give props to the director Peter Hall. Either way, even if this wasn't part of the script or was his idea, because either way it was directed phenomenally and was a great moment in this episode. But unsurprisingly, to me at least, Conrad isn't who he seems, and was actually just getting close to Ruby for his own gain. That's not to say the twist didn't work for me, but I definitely knew he wasn't to be trusted from the start of this episode. And I think a lot of people have been slightly misunderstanding this character a little bit. I've seen a lot of people wondering how, after all the stuff that he's seen from the Shriek, the Doctor and Ruby, evidence of the Doctor being able to time travel as a child, with all that evidence, how he still doesn't seem to believe any of this is real. And that's kind of the point. He knows this stuff is real. He's seen it. He's just lying. Like the right-wing grifters and even politicians that I assume this character is meant to be based on, they know the stuff they're saying isn't true, but they're saying it to further their own agenda or line their pockets. Conrad knows aliens, the Doctor, the work at UNIT is all real, but he has an agenda to push and money to make. He's doing this just as a grift to make money. And this is made even more clear when he belittles Shirley, saying that she's living off benefits and saying that UNIT are wasting taxpayer money, when he himself is proven to be dodging paying tax. And like he says to the Doctor at the end of this episode, "I don't accept your reality, I reject it." Something that you'd hear a lot of right-wing grifters saying when they're told what they're saying is untrue, but they already know that and can't refute it, so all they can do is say that they don't accept the reality of the situation. So that's my personal view on Conrad in this episode. He knows all this stuff is true and the stuff that he's saying are all lies, but he doesn't care. That's just what he's doing. He's spreading misinformation so that he can make money because he's a grifter.